Hey guys, so it is week 169 here on the Homestead. That's 169 weeks ago. I gave up everything, moved to Bulgaria and started my own homestead. So let's see what we've been up to since then. Well then guys, week 169 here on the Homestead. And as you can see, the fig tree is doing really well. We're getting some huge figs off of this tree this year. Although they don't look huge, they're actually about maybe 25-30% bigger on average than the figs we got last year. And it is absolutely covered in them. I don't really like figs, but they are great feed for the chickens. So this week what I've been up to is mostly hiding from the sun. It's been very hot. I've been doing some fertilising because the chilies are coming in, and I've also been doing a little bit of groundwork. Next week we're going to start rebuilding the fence at the front here, but for now that's all I've got time for. I'll tell you what else I've been up to. I'll show you everything I've been doing. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week, and I will of course talk to you again soon. Hey guys, so we had to fertilise the chilies this week. So I make my own fertiliser because I don't use any chemicals on my homestead at all. There's no pesticides, herbicides, no fertilisers of any sort. No chemical fertilisers, I should say. So I'm actually using just chicken poo. So I get it out of the chicken coop, dilute it in water. Use the very old stuff. The first year's stuff is too rich for plants and you can end up killing them, but get the old stuff, just mix it with water, leave it overnight, and then the next day I spread it on the chilies, and the day after I did that, the first chili fruit appeared. I know it's got nothing to do with that, but we have our first chilies. We've got over 25 chili plants growing this year. Next year we're going to expand that to a couple of hundred. These are jalapenos. We've also got some Birchalica and some cherry chilies growing as well. But the jalapenos are first in and best dressed this year. So these are our first two chilies. But yeah, so the chilies are going well, and definitely use homemade fertiliser. Hey guys, so we had a bit of a problem with the chicken coop here and we had to re-roof it. So basically these boards, they had expanded in the heat. There's nothing actually holding them together in the middle, or there wasn't. So as you can see, simple fix. All I've done is under here, I put in a new piece of wood, drilled some holes, put in some new boards, slotted them all together. So now they're actually held so they can't spread in the middle. So what was happening was they were pulling apart. And we ended up having to replace 2 or 3 of the boards that were very badly warped. But it's just because it's getting so hot during the day and then so cold at night, they expand and contract so much that the gaps were opening up and it wasn't even waterproof. I still have to touch up the paint a little bit in places, but other than that, has now fixed the problem. But a very simple fix, and just something to be mindful for in the future on the next projects I do. But I think it looks okay, and I'll just remember 3 points of attachment. Hey guys, so it is time once again for another game of What the Hell Is That? A couple of weeks ago we did what turned out to be white briny, which happened to be very toxic, even to chickens, so that got removed. But when I come across plants that I don't know what they are, I throw it over to you guys, and we'll see what we get. So, anyone got any ideas? Comments below. You can of course direct message me. The winner from last time was of course my mother, first in with the white briny identification, so well done to you. But maybe it's your chance this turn. So if you think you know what this plant is, drop it in the comments below. Shout outs to whoever gets it right first. Well, the dogs have figured out how to push the bottom of the gate open while I'm out. So as you can see, what I've done is improvised a doorstop, which is just a fork. Works fantastically well. Hey guys, so with the fig tree, we've actually got a few little zones in here. Now I'll put some lines on here, but at the top, this whole section is for the birds. wild birds, they get to pick and choose which figs they have from up there. The middle section, that all goes to the chickens. Everything I can reach that's not too low and not so high that I'd have to get something to stand on. They all get fed to the chickens. But the interesting part is the bottom section. Now, this bottom section is actually part of a research program I'm running here at the Butler Institute of Homestead Science. And that project is the VTOL puppy program. So the puppies come along and they eat enough figs that they actually achieve thrust through explosive bowel decompression. Now we have achieved initial thrust, but we aren't exactly there with a VTOL puppy yet. VTOL, obviously, vertical takeoff and landing. So we might be working on some thrust vectoring, or maybe some nozzle design to achieve a better power to weight ratio. The most promising candidate at the moment is Chonkers. She's very aerodynamic. We might add some ailerons to her to see if we can get her to actually achieve flight. Luna's a bit too rotund. Tato does eat a few, but doesn't really eat enough to achieve the thrust required. Although Pigsy does eat a lot, she sort of produces a very thin stream, and Buttons just does not like figs. But anyway, guys, I'll keep you up to date with the VTOL puppy program, and as soon as we've achieved, a few feet, then we'll see if we can get one of them into space. Hey guys, so we're down here with the chickens, and I've been wondering about their politics and about their beliefs. They're actually forming a little society, and as you can see, they've started farming sunflowers. Now, I'm pretty sure that if we look at other farming structures around the world, we can discern that the chickens are actually leftists. Their farming efforts are pathetic. They haven't got a clue as to how to actually farm properly. So these are sunflowers that they've planted. Obviously they've saved some of their food and decided to plant some sunflowers, but they've planted them way too late. They haven't got any regard for rows or structure. They're not planting them in an advantageous way at all. And if you remember the farm that we saw at the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone in America, is very reminiscent of that. They just don't know what they're doing. So I think chickens are liberals. There you go. So after figuring out that the chickens are leftists, what I've done is actually I decided to segregate them. So I've put all the poor chickens over here, but don't worry, they are just as smart as all of the white chickens over here. So we've separated them. I think it's called segregation, but since they're liberals, they should love that. So yeah, we'll see how they do. So just like with the female, the female chickens on their own, one of them takes over as the rooster. If you put a load of roosters together, some of them will end up quite henpecked. So this is Katsu, and she was unfortunately born a rooster. But she definitely identifies as a hen. So what I'm going to do, I've got to find another vet. I took her to my vet, but he said something about animal cruelty if I tried to perform a surgery that would help her identify as herself. But if I can't find a vet, then what I might do is just see if I can start, at least giving her the experience of laying eggs. I might have to put them up there myself, but yeah, she's doing well and living her truth. Hey guys, look, I'm really sorry, that's all we have time for this week. I haven't actually done that much because mostly during the days the temperatures again have been up in the high 30s, which makes it very hard to do anything during the day. But what I have done, I've shown you pretty much around. We've been doing a little bit of weeding and mostly staying inside. We've done a little bit, but not much. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed what we did do, and of course please, if you can, go and buy yourself a copy of my new book. Every sale helps to support what I do here. That is of course Sophie. It's available on Amazon on Kindle or paperback. I highly recommend the paperback. It is a bit more expensive than the Kindle version, but it actually turned out a very nice printing. So just search for Sophie by Stephen Butler and you should find it. Anyway guys, have a good one, and I will of course talk to you again soon.